succeeding. You know, yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we spent a lot of time on the program talking about how we here and you there knew full well what was happening in Egypt. That this Arab Spring was an absolute joke, that it was not an outbreak of democracy, that what happened was militant Islamism was sweeping the Middle East. But we even had right-wing intelligentsia, right-wing conservative foreign policy people in Washington. It was a wonderful thing to watch democracy in action. Democracy was flowering in the Middle East. Yes, we were succeeding in spreading democracy. Yes, it was a wonder. No, it's not what the Muslim Brotherhood was taking over the country of Egypt and sweeping throughout the region. And now the media, they're lamenting Obama's bad luck over this. It had such problem, the Arab Spring. And remember, back in the day, Obama tried to take credit for the Arab Spring. Obama was trying to say that what was happening in Egypt, in Tahrir Square, the protests, were identical to what happened in this country in 2008. People taking their country back. People investing in hope and change. People investing in freedom and liberty and rebuilding America and love and all that. They were trying to take credit for what was happening. And Obama goes over and makes this big Cairo speech. How'd that work out for him? We're losing the region. Last night, PBS Charlie Rose spoke with the Hoover Institute senior fellow Fuad Ajami about the election in Egypt. Charlie Rose says, so where are we in terms of Tahrir Square? Where is the revolution today? And remember, these guys, Charlie Rose, they're talking about the democracy revolution, the freedom, because these knuckleheads thought that's what was happening at the time.
The revolution has taken on, of course, an Islamic coloring. This is pretty much what's happening.
So the Muslim Brotherhood has kidnapped the revolution?
I don't think so.
It's morphed into the Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood?
The people in Tahrir Square are lamenting that the two top candidates did not come from Tahrir Square. Well, too bad for Tahrir Square. As one young Egyptian writer said, Tahrir Square is not Cairo, and Cairo is not Egypt.
Well, then Washington's not Washington. What the hell does any of this mean? You know, I like Fuad Ajami. Fuad Ajami, what the hell kind of doublespeak is this? Did you? I know you heard it. I'm just incredulous here. So, Charlie, the Muslim Brotherhood has kidnapped the revolution. Charlie, the Muslim Brotherhood was the revolution. You know how frustrating it is to look and see the sky is blue and to have a bunch of idiots think that it's yellow. Because that's what we're talking about here. So the Muslim Brotherhood kidnapped the revolution. Charlie, did you actually think that these long-haired, maggot-infested, dope-smoking types in Tahrir Square were actually going to take over Egypt when the military ran the place? Did they actually think the guy standing in front of the tank at Tiananmen Square was going to take over China? Well, so the Muslim Brotherhood has kidnapped the revolution? Johnny, I don't think so, Charlie. I don't. Well, it's morphed into the Egyptian revolution. I don't think so. No, it's morphed into the Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood. The people in Tahrir Square are lamenting that two top candidates did not come from... Who expected that they would? All right, last night, same show, Charlie Rose, this time speaking with Washington Post columnist David Ignatius about the elections in Egypt. Charlie Rose said, often we hear, we don't know what's going to come to power in Libya. We don't know what's going to come to power in Syria after Assad. And I, frankly, still don't know who Obama is. And I talked to Tom Brokaw the other day, and he still doesn't know who Obama is. Now, whenever this day happens, are we going through something now with Tunisia and now Egypt? An evolutionary process of sort of people like the Muslim Brotherhood in power, and they may change them as much as they change the... What? Does anybody watching this show know what they're talking about? I don't forget the question. I don't understand the question, but let's listen to the answer anyway.
The Obama administration has made a big bet on this process of democracy and empowerment working in the long run for U.S. interests. You'd have to say this is a really bumpy process.
No kidding.
Egypt is the best example, but most countries show the same thing. That shouldn't really be surprising in terms of really horrific outcomes.
Then why are you?
The way I hear people in the administration describe it, we're kind of holding on for the ride here. Obama has been very clear that he doesn't want to write the script for this Arab revolution, even if he could, which is doubtful. He couldn't do it anyway. But the U.S. is being reticent, is being sometimes cautious.
Folks, I don't know. These are the best and brightest. These are the brightest and smartest, and they're blockheads. First, classic intellectual speak. No, the Obama administration, big bet on this process of the democracy, the empowerment, working for U.S. interest in the long run. Who knows, Charlie, what's going to happen? But clearly Obama would like to be able to charge the outcome, but he can't. He really doesn't have anything to say with it. Everybody had our hopes up. This was going to be a big Democratic movement and so forth. We didn't know what we were talking about, Charlie. Nobody knew. We're the biggest bunch of fools they ever got. I don't know why I'm on your show, Charlie. Folks, look it. I know it's worth laughing at, and I'm laughing, but it's also I'm incredulous. These are smart people. Okay, still holding out hope. Still holding out hope that the Muslim Brotherhood is going to be a democratic organization in the mold of Obama, Kardashian. But now one of my all-time favorite series of sound bites. Our old buddy CNN reporter Nick Robertson. We're going to go back to the Grooveyard of forgotten hits, the sound bites in our archive, February 11th of 2011, a year and a half ago. Live in Cairo, Egypt, during the Democratic uprising, the supposed Democratic uprising, the Arab Spring in its formative days. And CNN international correspondent Nick Robertson's talking to a man identified as Ahmed. And they have this little discussion about the Egyptian anti-government protests.
Ahmed, you've been here down on the square for many days. The United States and international community have just listened to President Obama say that America will support Egypt if it wants help and assistance, and hopes that there'll be a good transition for jobs for the young people. What would your message be for President Obama?
We don't know actually who he supports. He searches for his own purposes, and the Egyptian people seeks for our freedom and democracy. Any democratic country should seek for the people, not for it.
All right. Okay, so Nick Robertson, here we are in the middle of Tahrir Square, and these people putting their lives on the line for what they think is democracy, and they ask him, what do you think of Obama? It's essentially what Nick Robertson, what do you think of Obama? Obama hopes there'll be a good transition, jobs for the young people. He hadn't been able to have jobs for people in America. Maybe you'll have jobs here in Egypt. What do you think of President Obama? Well, we don't know actually who he supports. He serves for his own purposes. So basically the guy said, Obama, I don't see him here. Why are you asking me better? So Nick moves on to Mustafa. And here's how that went.
Mustafa's joining me now. We just heard President Obama say that he wants to extend support and assistance to Egypt and Egyptians if they want it. He hopes that there are more jobs for the young people in the future. What's your message for President Obama?
Well, my message for President Obama is just we started this revolution without any outside help, and we are going to finish it also without any outside help.
I wonder why they only have 56 people watching it. See us in the middle of Tahrir Square. There's a freedom uprising. They think, what do you think of? What is your message for Obama? Who's in the White House telling Bibi Netanyahu to wait while he goes up and have popsicles with his daughters? What is your message for Obama? This is on the mind of the CNN reporter. And, of course, Mustafa said, well, my message to Obama is we started this revolution without him, and we're going to finish it without him. Who is he? So Nick realizes here he's on the verge of losing this. The whole thing is to make this about Obama. So he makes one final stab at it.
Are you pleased that President Obama has come out, however, now and said he supports this change and supports the people and supports the young people and what they've done?
Well, actually, President Obama's views were kind of conflicting during the last weeks. But now he's saying that he's supporting the change.
Am I the only one here? I think this is rich. Nick Robertson, CNN, in the middle of a freedom uprising in Egypt, and all that matters to him is what these people think of Obama, and he can't get them to say that they love Obama, and he can't get them to credit Obama for it, so he says, well, are you pleased that President Obama has come out, however, as he supports this change? Well, Obama's views were kind of conflicting. So, it's time for the wrap-up now. It's time for Nick Robertson at CNN to tell their viewers what they just saw. Here's how he did it.
The view from here is one of very happy to now to hear that President Obama has swung behind the people.
The view from here is one of very happy people to now hear that Obama has swung. Not one person said they gave a rat's rear end about Obama. The view from here. Oh, this is too good.